The number one problem people have with Claude Code is that it's expensive, with plans costing anywhere from $20, $100, all the way up to $200 per month. In this video, I'm going to show you 6 free open source GitHub repos to help you save on tokens and cut down on costs. At the end, I'm even going to show you a free bonus repo with all the best practices so you can get the most out of your Claude Code plan. Before deciding on a plan or cutting down on costs, it's helpful to know what your usage actually is. So in any Claude Code session, you can just type in /usage to see how much of your plan you have left. This is actually the most impactful in a terminal session where you can actually see the total cost and the duration of your session and the week. And then it's actually going to break it down where all of your spend is going, what your most commonly used skills are, which sub-agents are costing you the most, and which MCP servers. The first free GitHub repo is along those lines. It's the CC usage repo. It has 15,000 stars on GitHub. It's totally free to access. If you want to get access to a free guide with all of the links to the repos we covered today, just check the link in the description. So CC usage is cool because not only will it show you what your cost is per session, it's actually going to show you this across agents or across different models. So if you're someone who's a little bit more advanced and running multiple models or running different AI agents, it's actually going to break it down by the agent and the model. It's going to show you all of your token usage and how much it's costing you. It supports all of the most common models like Claude Code, Codex, OpenCode, Hermes Agent, OpenClaw, you name it. It also has some pretty cool features like daily and monthly reporting. You can actually even add a built-in status bar to Claude Code, so you can just monitor it live. And so while it's great to be able to track your costs, this doesn't actually save you money, which brings me to free repo number 2. This is the RTK repo, and it has almost 60,000 stars, and it's designed to reduce your LLM token consumption by 60 to 90%. And so in order to understand what's going on here, there are basically 2 things that Claude Code does. It will run commands on your computer, which are things known as bash commands, or it's going to use LLM processing to figure out what's going on. RTK is designed specifically to compress the bash command, so any of the commands that Claude runs to have access to your local computer. So without RTK, what's going to happen is Claude runs a command on your computer and it just sends the full command to the LLM for processing, which costs like 2,000 tokens or something like that. But with RTK in the middle, it's actually going to filter out everything that Claude doesn't need to see. So it's going to remove noise, like any comments or white space. It's going to group similar items, like any common directories or errors. It's going to keep anything relevant and it's going to cut out redundancy so Claude isn't seeing multiple instances of the same command. It's going to collapse anything that's repeated into a single line. So again, it's only sharing with Claude the absolutely necessary tokens. So you can see these are some of the most common commands that are run, and it's just anticipated that's going to save you about 80% in token costs alone just by using this one repo. Repo number 3 is Caveman Claude, which is great. It's one of my favorites. This is designed to cut 65% of your token costs just by making Claude talk to you like a caveman. So what happens now, you may notice that Claude often gives you these really long responses to a task that you've given it. So all this is doing is this is instructing Claude to just come back to you with the most minimal caveman-like response possible. Instead of saying the reason your React component is re-rendering is likely because yada, 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 it's just going to say new object ref, each renderer, here's what's happening. So if you are someone familiar with the project that you're working on or the types of tasks that Claude is performing, this short answer will make just as much sense to you as this longer answer. It's also designed to cut out all of the fluff, like Claude saying things like, sure, I'd be happy to help you with that, because nobody needs that. It's designed to do a couple of things. It doesn't cut down on technical accuracy at all. It gives you about a 3x speed increase, and it saves you about 75% of your tokens. It's also nice because you can pick your level of grunt. So how compressed do you want your answers to be, or how caveman-like do you want Claude to act? So it's super easy to use. At the start of any session, just type in /caveman, and it's going to compress every reply until your session ends. So here are some of the most common tasks and benchmarks that they've actually measured for Caveman Claude. And one other thing that it can do is we can use Caveman Claude to compress any of the memory files, like any of the MD files or project notes or to-do lists that Claude has access to, so that it's not reading more than it needs to. Repo number 4 is a little bit different because it doesn't save you tokens directly. This is the Andre Karpathy skills repo, and it's designed to improve Claude Code behavior. If you don't know, Andre Karpathy is one of the top engineers in the AI space. He was at OpenAI, he was at Tesla, and now he's at Anthropic, and he's the one who coined the term vibe coding. And so what this repo does is basically designed to make all of your Claude Code skills function as optimally as possible. And so the reason this is going to save you on tokens and on costs is because instead of having all this back and forth with Claude Code, trying to get something right, it's just going to get it right the first time because it's already been optimized. So you can see he says the models make wrong assumptions on on your behalf and just run along with them without checking. They don't manage their confusion, they don't seek clarifications, they don't surface inconsistencies, and they don't present trade-offs, and they don't push back when they should. They like to overcomplicate code and APIs, bloat abstractions, and they don't clean up dead code. So all of this is going to cost you tokens that Claude Code has to go through when it's processing all of these extra things that aren't needed. So this repo ensures that Claude Code doesn't do any of these things, which bloats your context, which costs you tokens and costs you money. And so this skill just boils down to 4 principles. One is think before coding. So don't assume, don't hide any confusion, and surface trade-offs. So LLMs often just pick a direction to go in and they just run with it and they don't tell you anything and they don't check with you. So it's going to state any assumptions that it makes explicitly so that you can just give it feedback in the beginning before it sets off in an entirely wrong direction. It's going to present multiple interpretations if it's unsure of something. It's going to push back if it thinks a simpler approach exists, which is awesome. And it's going to stop when confused rather than just going on ahead down a path it's unsure of. Simplicity first, so minimum code that solves a problem. Don't create a whole bunch of extra stuff that isn't needed. If it can be shorter, make it shorter. Surgical changes is huge. I've noticed this with Claude a lot. This says touch only what you must and clean up your own mess. So I've noticed a lot that when I'm trying to make a change or fix a file or add something, Claude will often go off and touch all of these other files that it doesn't need to, which really just ends up breaking something in the process. So these surgical changes will make sure that it doesn't try to improve adjacent code that doesn't actually need improvement. And if it notices any dead code that's no longer needed, mention it. So it's not just going to delete something first without asking, but it is going to let you know if something seems unnecessary. And then this is one of the biggest takeaways in general when you're coding, to have goal-driven execution. Claude Code now is so smart and it operates best when it's given a specific goal as opposed to a series of steps to take. Instead of giving it a very specific path, give it an end goal and let Claude figure out the most optimized path to getting there. So number 5 is Graphify, and you might have been hearing about this one recently. It is getting really popular. It's over 60,000 stars. And what Graphify does is it makes this knowledge graph of your entire code base. So if you have these long coding sessions or more complex projects, this is going to define all of the relationships between the different pieces. This is incredibly impactful because now, instead of Claude Code having to read the entire context of your code base and figure out where all of the pieces are and which aspects it needs to retrieve and interact with and when that should happen, this graph means that it will take a much more precise path to getting the information that it needs, and it will ignore everything else that is causing bloat and extra token spend. So essentially what this is going to do is just going to write a small file that will tell Claude Code to consult the knowledge graph for any questions about the code base. So Graphify works in 3 phases, and the first pass just goes through your code structure, and this is absolutely free. It doesn't go to an API, it doesn't go to Claude. It just goes through all of the code on your system and essentially classifies all of the different pieces. Then if you have video and audio files, again, this is done locally with no API calls. They're going to get transcribed and then added to your knowledge graph. It's going to do the same thing with any docs, papers, and images. And so the idea here is that the bigger your code base is, or the more information or knowledge that you give it, the greater your reduction in costs is going to be. And the last repo before I give you the bonus repo is the Obsidian Skills repo. And this functions similarly to how Graphify works, but instead of creating a knowledge graph for your code base, it creates a knowledge graph for your digital brain. And so the Obsidian skills work on a much more personal level. So a lot of people have been using the Obsidian Vault, myself included. You can see that this is my digital brain or my second brain or whatever. And similarly to how Graphify works, we can see we have all of these hubs with the core ideas or to index our files and reference different sub files in this chart. And so now, instead of having to look through all of this information of all of my coaching calls, all of the lessons in the community, anything about my content or my audience or my offer, it's basically just going to go and find the index file first based off of the question that I ask it. And then from there, it's going to get directed to find the most relevant piece of content. So for instance, I have this what works document, and inside of here, I basically have some information about what's effective on YouTube or what's effective on LinkedIn or Instagram or things like that. So if I'm asking the system hey, help me come up with some ideas for YouTube, it's going to look here first to figure out what works. And then it's just going to say oh, all I need to do is look at this what works on YouTube file rather than having to search through my entire knowledge base. So this set of skills is extremely helpful in saving tokens and cutting costs. You don't actually even need the Obsidian app to make the most use of these. The most impactful skill is this Obsidian Markdown skill. will. And so the key takeaway here is this basically tells your knowledge base how to create these different links between different files and how to embed files in the indexes and things like that. So these are the instructions on how to build your knowledge base in the most optimized way. So the bonus repo today is this Claude Code tips repo, and it has 45 tips for getting the most out of Claude Code from basics to advanced. And so if you're starting with Claude Code, you can find things like a few of the essential slash commands to check your usage or to install MCPs or check your stats or things like that. It teaches you how to break down large problems into smaller ones, again, to optimize Claude Code and make it more efficient. It teaches you how to proactively compact your context. So when you should actually use the slash compact command to compress your code base so that you're not sending extra context to Claude Code, which again is just going to save you on tokens. There's a ton here. I'll leave a link in the description for where you can get access to this free Notion guide with all of the repos that I covered today. If you want to learn how to use Claude Code and grow your income and get access to tons of training done for you skills and prompts, just check the link in the description. If you want to see how I built an agentic OS using Claude Code, check out this video right here. I'll see you over there.